السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, we are grateful to Allah, the Most High, to be privileged to welcome you to our fourth session of Foundation 1B, Ad-Dars al-Rabi'u, which is Foundation 1B, and it is Module 6. In this session, we will continue with our discussion concerning the verbs, and we will be talking about some terminologies and concepts relating to three-lettered verbs. So, inshallah, in this slide, we are going to be discussing Arabic terminologies relating to verbs. And this is important because the verbs have different terminologies relating to them, depends on if they have all their letters or sound letters, or if they have weak letters. Because Arabic, as we know, contains three weak letters, right? Alif, Waw, and Ya. Let us discuss these terminologies. At least in listening to them, you would get an idea of them. So the first terminology is Harful Illah. Harful Illah. And it refers to any one of the three weak letters. So Alif is a Harful Illah, Waw is a Harful Illah, and Ya is a Harful Illah. The second terminology is Mu'tal. Mu'tal. Mu'tal refers to any verb that contains a weak letter. That's a Harful Illah. If a verb, any verb contains Harful Illah, it is Mu'tal. If a word has a weak letter, a Harful Illah, on its first letter, that is Fa'ul Kalima, it is called Mu'talul Fa. Mu'talul Fa. If it is on its second letter, that is Ainul Kalima, it is called Mu'talul Ain. And if it is on the last letter, that is the Lamul Kalima, it is called Mu'talul Lam. Mu'talul Lam. Okay? So, the verb that is Mu'tal, it means it has at least one weak letter. A word that is Lafif is one that has two weak letters in it. So here, if it has one Harful Illah, we say it is Mu'tal, right? This one is Mu'tal also, but it is termed Lafif, and it is of two types. Lafifun Makrun is when two weak letters that appear in the verb, they come next to each other. Example, Tawa. Tawa, the Waw and the Ya are both weak letters. And Lafifun Mafruq is when two weak letters are separate. Out of the three letters, they are separate. So there can only be one way for this. Okay? There can only be one way for this, which is Waw, like in this example here, Waqa, in which the Waw is separated from the Ya, which are two weak letters, by a Qaf. Okay, so these are the two types of Lafif. So if the Ain Kalima, the Ainul Kalima, and the Lamul Kalima are the same, it is called Muda'afun Thulathiyun. Madda is the example. Madda. Right, you see the Dal, there are two Dal there, inshallah, represented by the Shadda. They are the same letters, inshallah. So it's called Muda'afun Thulathiyun. So these are the terminologies that we want you to pay attention to, because we are now going to discuss something else in relation to three-letter verbs. So I want you to get these words clear in your head. In the Arabic, there are three weak letters: the Alif, the Waw, and the Ya. We discussed that already. Arabic, these are the words that we're going to be talking about in relation to three-letter verbs, and there are 7 categories of three-letter verbs. So this is different from the 6 scales that they fall on. These are the categories that they fall into right now. So we have Arabic, its meaning in English, and an example for it. Here we have the first type of verb, the first category of verb is Sahih or Salim. That means it is sound. It is sound. It is a word whose root letters do not have a Hamza or any weak letter. That's Harful Illah, nor two similar letters together, like in the last case that we were talking about, the muda'afun thulathiyun, right? It does not have any of those, right? An example of this is fataha. All of the letters are sung letters. Sahih. There's no weak letters in it. There's no hamza in it. There is no shadda to indicate that there are two similar letters in it. Then the second type is called mithal. The second category of verb is called mithalun. And this is a word that has a weak letter, a harful illa, as the first letter, the fa'ul kalima. So we see it is mu'tal al-fa. Its harful illa is on the fa, but it has a specific name. It's called mithal. And an example of this is wa sala. The waw here is weak, right? As we said, this is one of the weak letters, right? The third category is ajwaf, right? It is a word that its second letter, the ainul kalima, is a weak letter. It's a harful illa. Its second letter, the ainul kalima, is harful illa. Okay, like qala. It has an alif, right? So qala is a verb that is turned ajwaf. Qala, qama, nama. Naqis is the fourth category, right? And it's a word that its third letter, obviously, because that's how we're going, right? A word whose last letter, that is lamul kalima, is a weak letter. That is, it's a harful illa. For example, da'a and rama. Da'a, rama. Then there is mahmuz. Remember we said the sahih is a word whose root letter do not have a hamza, any weak letters, nor two similar letters, right? Now, the mahmuz is a word that has a hamza on it. That is what it is, right? So that's why it is not really considered sahih. A word that has a hamza as a root letter in its beginning, middle, or end is called mahmuz. Mahmuz. Let us get some example here. In the beginning here, the hamza is at the beginning, amara. In the middle, it's sa'ala. In the end, it is qara'a. Then we have muda'af. Muda'afun thulathiyun. That's what we said, right? So we already know muda'af relates to a word that has two similar letters together as its roots, and that's at the end. It can't go anywhere else, right? That's the ainul kalima and the lamul kalima. A word that has two similar letters together as its root. For example, madda. Madda. There's a shadda here which indicates that there are two similar letters, but it came together to is brought together with the shadda. The shadda represents that, inshallah. Then we have lafif. Lafifun is a word that has two weak letters, two huruf illa as its roots. The example here is waqa. So these are the different categories. Sahih, without looking, is a word whose root letters do not have a hamza, any weak letter, that's no alif, waw, or ya, and has no similar letters together. The mithal is the word that has a harful illa as its fa'ul kalima. Ajwaf is a word that has a second letter, the ainul kalima, as a harful illa. The naqis is a word that has the last letter as the harful illa. The al-mahmuz is the word that has a hamza either in its beginning or its middle or its end as a part of the root, right? Okay. Muda'af is a word that has two similar letters together as its root in the end. And lafif is a word that has two weak letters as its root. So we come to this final slide, inshallah, for this dars, inshallah. And we are really going to try to get some more practice with al-jithru, wal-judhur. Al-judhur is jama', al-jidhr. Jidhr means root and judhur means roots. So we want these words, we want to figure out the root for these words. Bint, maktab, hikmah, jamil, bina, wasal. Okay? So, I mean, without any hesitation, we can say the roots for bintun is ba, noon, and ta. That will be correct. Now we have maktabun here. We have four letters, right? Maktabun. We have four letters. Now, three of these are sung letters for sure. Ka, ta, ba. We said when we have meme in front of the word, we look at the word and meme is definitely going to be, in that particular case, it is going to be the addition. Now for hikmah, hikmatun, we have ha, kaf, meme, and ta marbuta. Ta marbuta is definitely out, so that is the addition here. Okay, the meme is not at the beginning of the word, so we have the root is ha, kaf, and meme. Okay, that's the root. For jamilun, jamilun, jim, meme, ya, lam, we did this before, right? Jim and meme and lam are the root letters, inshallah. For bina'un, this is going to be a little technical here. Okay, bina'un, it would be the root word for this, the verb that it comes from is bana. Ba, noon, and ya. Okay, ba, noon, and ya. So this is a little technical, and that is the letters that have the words that have weak letters in them, inshallah. They operate a little strange when you do conjugation and when you have to change their patterns and things like this. So you have to pay a little more attention with them. Wasala, the root here is simple, is wa, waw, sin, and lam. So that's easy. If you notice bina, and wasala, they have ya and waw as one of their root letters. Like bina has ya as its root letter and wasala has waw as its root letter, which make them words that are with unsung roots, as we discussed before, right? So when you try to form roots from these words, strange things happen to the ya and the waw, which present problems for the beginner. Okay, so you have to be careful in relation to this. We will deal with this later, inshallah, and we will show exactly how these words operate and what are the technicalities with them. So we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and guide us and strengthen us, and that this concept of root and patterns is becoming clearer and clearer to us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us ease in our learning and make this language easy for us to comprehend and give us the best in this world and hereafter and save us from hell. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.